Ooh, they have quite a few doggies here. Hey everybody, it's Ryan. So I'm campaigning, passing out stuff for that campaign for school board. I am now I'm near Marshfield and 159th Street. There's this big old building, which I thought someone said was a Polish something or other. So we're doing campaigning, and I'm also sharing some history today. And we have some lovely, lovely houses on Marshfield. These few blocks here, I love. Oops, I don't know if this is the front door or where. Oh yeah, I think so. So again, I'm by Marshfield, 159th, 158th. A lot of lovely brick bungalows down here. Haven't encountered too many people who are home today, but that's okay. Just passing out my little cards. So if you haven't voted yet, remember early voting's going on now. In Harvey, the closest early voting place would be the Gloria Taylor banquet facility by Thornton High School. And then also you can go to Markham Courthouse. You can go to, oh hey Carlita, hey Magda. You can go to, look at that, isn't that, I love those brick homes. You can go to South Suburban, those are the early voting locations. So yeah, so we get to see, ooh, look at that. It's a pretty sunset too, look at that. Ooh, it's pretty. But yeah, I think this building here, I don't know, someone remind me, but wasn't that some sort of Polish something? It's like Marshfield 159th. And then my relatives had they had a grocery store at Wasso's, which still bears their name, but I mean, they sold it, some years ago. So you can kind of see a little bit of Wasso's from there. They sold it years ago, and also, trying to think. Oh yeah, there used to be an Aldi across the street. So, which is now Alex's, which I wanted to love because they're a little Polish grocer too, but unfortunately we have found out that the owner of Alex's has been working with, is a big campaign donor to Mayor Clark, and has been doing some not very appropriate things with him. So I don't even know where to leave my card here. Okay, we're not going to leave a card here then. They kind of have it like locked up. It's like bars around their porch. But yeah, I thought as long as I was out campaigning, I'm running for 152 school board, but I wanted to give you guys a little tour. Like this is a great way to get to know your community too. Just getting out there and meeting people, and then showing you some of the lovely architecture we have. So this looks like another 60s raised ranch, which is a very common type of home in Harvey. Although these few blocks here are really filled with my favorite, one of my faves, which are these, look, right across the street. Brick bungalows. So those, you see them a lot in Chicago on the southwest side, the northwest side. They actually have landmark status in Chicago. So that is a brick bungalow. They're 1.5 stories. They're really spacious, and we have some of our own here in Harvey. Hi. How you doing? Yeah, I just want to introduce myself. My name's Ryan. I'm running for 152 school board. So I'll give you one of my flyers. I live right up the street, actually, and I do the Harvey Historical Society. So my main concern is just making sure that the money is going towards the kids, because this board, unfortunately, has a very poor track record, and like the money has been wasted. I don't know if you heard of the chicken wing scandal. Yeah. But we still have not figured out who was really responsible for that. One lady went to jail, but no one on the board has claimed responsibility. And you can't tell me that $1.5 million of chicken wings was stolen and no one on the board knew. So that's just the main concern. But if you had any other concerns, I'm happy to listen to them. I don't know if you have any kids. Oh, okay. But most of your tax bill, why I'm trying to get this board to be more transparent is our taxes are so high, and most of your tax bill goes to them. Yeah. So, just making sure that they're doing things appropriately.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. So I'm also reminding everybody that even if you don't have kids, your schools are so important because, first of all, most of your tax dollars go to the schools, okay? Second of all, oh, sorry, I'll show you some more houses, guys. So here's another pretty one. I don't know. Oh, it's a ranch. It's just a ranch. I guess I would just call this one a brick ranch. say it's not a raised ranch. A raised ranch, you know, is about like a half story above ground level. But yeah, even if you don't have kids, most of your property taxes go to the schools. So you want to make sure that they are they're using your money wisely, you know. And obviously we want to make sure the kids get a good education, because if they don't and they start having problems and they're hanging out in the street and turn to crime, well, guess what? You're gonna have to deal with them. So even if they're not your kids, they are all our responsibility. So okay, I don't know if they're home. I'll leave them a flyer. But yeah, what are you guys up to tonight? Hope everyone is doing well. Thank God the weather's changing, right? Look at this. Look, we still have some daylight left. And then you can also see other issues that we need, like with the city. Like all these sidewalks are just like torn up. They need some work. But oh, look at those pretty brick bungalows. Look, aren't they so picturesque? Nothing like those brick bungalows, let me tell you. Here we got another 60s house here. I think a lot of these were filled in. Some of them may have been some of them may have been the older homes may have been demolished to build these 60s homes like this one. I don't know, I'd have to look, but some of them are just infill, you know, especially as you go south of 159th. A lot of that was just empty land, even up into the 60s. So, you know, that's kind of interesting to know. Oh, look, one of the ladies that I was supporting for parks is there, Lakeisha. She left her thing too. Lakeisha. But I encourage everyone, you know, I know it's not easy. We got a lot of corrupt, horrible people around, but there are a lot of good people too. And, you know, no matter how many people try to intimidate you, you pay taxes where you live. You are a human being. You know, the towns belong to all of us, right? Our government belongs to all of us. You have a right to get out and enjoy yourself and meet your neighbors, and yeah. Now this is an interesting feature. Okay, so this is very common on brick bungalows. Do you see how on the side they have a side entrance? Very common. Hey, look at that beautiful wood ornamentation. See, you don't find that on the new homes. Look at that. That's just for the little shelter for the main entry door. That's why I love old buildings, because it's just, they don't make them like that anymore, but they literally don't. There's a lot of great detail. So, gotta love it. Okay. So these guys are not answering. It's fine. I'll leave them a card. Whoop. Whoop. Oops. Whoop. Hey Diane. Hey Brooke. Carlita, Allison. I don't know if you guys are still watching. Facebook is super slow to update, so sometimes it's frustrating. Like, I can't tell if people have written comments or if they're still on sometimes. But yeah, this is one of my, as I'm campaigning, I'm trying to show you guys some of my favorite areas in Harvey. Oh, I think I rang the bell. So this, again, I'm around 158th and Marshfield. So you've got these beautiful brick bungalows. Look at this. Classic, classic, classic. Most of them are built in the 40s. Look at that, beautiful. So this housing is a little bit, oh, I love the green shingles on that one. Isn't that pretty? Tan brick with the green shingles. So this housing is a little bit newer than my area. So if you go closer to 154th, okay, no one's home. Leave the card. If you go closer to 154th, those are the oldest homes in Harvey, okay? So, you know, most from the late 1800s, early 1900s. So, like, my house is from the 20s, for instance. And then as you go further out, like closer to 159th, you know, further south and west and east, those homes were built later. So that's why these houses, you know, most of them are from the 40s and 50s, okay? And then some were also added in the 60s. So you see look at that dilapidated house right there. Come on, Mayor Clark and City Harvey. We've been bugging them for years to, like, come on, take care of the houses, get them sold. And if they can't be saved, get them demolished. But then you've got a mix. So you've got some 50s era brick homes, and then you've got a few of the 40s brick bungalows. So very pretty. Okay, these guys doesn't seem like they're home or they're not answering, so I'll leave them a card. Whoop. But yes, please vote for me for 152 school board. You know, at the end of the day, no matter who wins, the most important thing is that our children win. We need to make sure the money is not being wasted on stupid things, on trips, extravagant trips that these boards will take. The school board is not a paid position, right? So they'll take extravagant trips and just say that their excuse is that they're going on conferences. And I'm not opposed to conferences and learning, right? But when you have a district where people are being priced out of their homes because of the property taxes, and you're not, you know, pinching pennies and being conservative with your money, that just really sets a bad pattern. And it just looks really bad, right? I mean, we need to be accounting for every penny. And then when I asked the board, or I've asked a few of the boards, but particularly this one that I'm running for, okay, well, so where's the money? Can we see the receipts from the grants or whatever you say are funding these trips or other things? Oh, we don't have it. So we'll see. I think they emailed me something, but I don't know that they actually were sending me all the receipts I was looking for. So we'll see. All right. I don't think anybody's home here either. Ooh, look at the bricks. Look at that. That's real pretty. I like that. I like bricks. I put in some of my own bricks. Oh, okay, yeah, see? Look across the street. See, there's now that's a 50s or 60s raised ranch, okay? That is, I forget what they call that, but that's, again, a 50s home. And then you have the 40s bungalows. Look at it. Aren't they so cute? And they have the little side entrance and everything. It's so Chicago. It's classic. Classic Chicago. I mean, obviously this isn't the city, but same sort of builders. And look at the detail. I love it. Look at, no one builds a house like that anymore. Just for your little overhang, they're gonna give you like a cheap little metal pole or something, if at all. if they'll even give you any overhang. Alright. Sorry, back. We're having a little reception issue. Oops. So yeah, I don't know what are you guys up to this evening? What is everybody up to? What y'all doing? You can let me know.
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Hi, yeah, my name is Ryan. I'm running for 152 school board. I will leave you one of my cards. But yeah, just asking for your vote. Early voting has started. And basically my main concern is making sure that your tax money is being spent on the children and is not being wasted, because the board has a long history of wasting our money. So if you need to reach me, you can find me on Facebook. And thank you so much. I guess it's kind of, I don't know. I wonder if people listen to those messages, you know, when you leave. I do leave messages on those little video message thingies. Oh, I like these little lights too. Oh, I heard water. You know, I was like, oh, I thought someone had a fountain. I think it was just their sump pump. Who wants a water feature? I want a water feature. I don't have one, but one day, you know. One day, that would be cute. Even just like a small little fountain or something. I love the sound of water, so relaxing. But yeah, I love just these few blocks. It's funny because you have whole neighborhoods in Chicago on the northwest and southwest sides where there's just like, they're all like full of these bungalows. Look, there's a beautiful ornamentation again. You can tell they're all built like by the same or similar builders. But in Harvey, we have them, but they're kind of spaced out, so we have a wide variety of housing in Harvey. Okay, no answer. On to the next. But they have a really pretty house here. I'll show you. Look at, I love the soft light, but I kind of like those globe lights. I guess they look maybe a little old-fashioned, but I think they're kind of charming too. So here you go, people. If people tell you that Harvey is all ghetto and looks horrible, it's not true. Look, isn't this a beautiful block? Look, this could be anywhere. People take pride in their homes here. am very proud of our little city. No matter how many problems we have, no matter what you're going through today, no matter how many problems you had or what you're going through today.
Can I help you?
Sure. Hi, yeah, my name is Ryan. I'm just running for 152 school board. I just was going to introduce myself, but I can leave one of my cards if you're not here. That's fine.
Okay, that'd be great. You can leave it in the mailbox.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Okay, so I'll leave my card. Actually, I'll put it in the door. Here we go. But yeah, just be encouraged because, you know, we all have stuff going on, you know? You're not alone. Especially this stuff with the Trump. All the stuff with Trump and everything. I mean, it's crazy right now. But we have to stick together. We have to talk to each other. We have to encourage each other because it's the only way we're going to get through, you know? Look at it. Isn't it so cute? I love my little architectural details. So adorable. But look, I have to show you guys. So, see? Again, we're on Marshfield here in Harvey. It's so cute. We love Harvey. And as we all come together and speak out and are not afraid, that is the way that we're going to bring forth the change. And not just for Harvey, but for every community. So again, don't be afraid. Use your voice. You know, we all can't change everything, but we all can do a little something. We all can contribute a little something to make a positive change, and that's all that matters. It's kind of bugging me now, these little houses. They have houses like this in a subdivision in Homewood, and I don't know what to call them. But there's a subdivision right by Willow and Homewood where they have a whole bunch like this too. A lot of the houses, though, I can't identify. Like I said, here, look, that's another classic brick bungalow right there. Brick bungalow. I love brick bungalows. I really wanted a brick bungalow when I moved here. Unfortunately, my house is frame, but that's okay. I still love and appreciate her. There are many people who don't have any shelter at all, right? Okay, here we go. Yeah, I love having a porch. That's one thing I'm grateful for, even though, yeah, look at that. This is what they call, oh man, come on, beadboard. Yes, beadboard. So beadboard like that, you see how it's like in little sections? It's put together in little, like, boards, you know, and it was used for ceilings. It was used for walls, for wainscoting. Very, very useful. Very common building material, late 1800s, early 1900s, even up through the 40s. Like this house would be a 40s era house. No answer, so I'll leave a card. I wanted to try to give some, you know, like turn this into a tour and or give you guys some more information about Harvey, because I know no matter how much massive coverage and photos and stories that we share about history with the Harvey Historical Society, people are always going to complain, why do you guys talk about politics? I'm not interested in that. Well, I'm trying to give you more content, and also for you to realize that history is everywhere. So history is politics, history is architecture, history is even involved in, you know, just as we're going about our day-to-day in Harvey. So I wanted to show you, I'm campaigning some of the different housing types in Harvey that we are blessed to have, and imagine the stories that are told, right? Like, this is a cool little awning. So, hi, yeah, I'm just running for school board. I think I was here getting signatures from you guys earlier, but we're actually having the election, so I just wanted to give out my information and ask for your vote, and yeah. But I think, did I meet you last time?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, I remember. I think I'm in your song. Or I thought, was it your son or somebody? I thought there was
My
a guy.
son?
I thought there was a guy
My
here.
nephews and my nephews.
Oh, okay,
not
okay,
my son.
okay. Yes, how are you? Good to see you.
All right, how are you?
You know, I love your house. This is one of my favorite blocks to be in because I love all
I
the
know it's
houses.
quiet
So.
and you out here in the dark. What's happening?
Yeah, well, I came out before sunset, and then it was like, so I'm just about.
So what's your number on the ballot?
Oh, you know what? I don't know my number, but there's my name, so you remember my name. It's very unique, though. It's Ryan, and then the Polish last name, so it's the only one.
Yeah, because I voted yesterday. I think you was the one. I was like, I like that name, Ryan.
Oh, thank you.
Because a couple of people I don't know them, like Linda and Myra.
Oh,
they came
okay.
and introduced themselves and
Okay.
talking to them and stuff like that. And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I think I put your name on my ballot yesterday because I was like,
Oh,
I
thank
can't
you.
remember but I know. Okay, I'm gonna put this one because I like Ryan. I know somebody.
Yes. Well, no, and please, and share it with everybody. You know, my big thing is just to make sure that the board's spending your money on the kids, that they're not wasting, because unfortunately this board has a long history of wasting money and also just not being clear. Like, I went and I asked them the last 2 meetings, I said, why are you guys going on trips to Atlanta? They're going to St. Louis, and they're going to
going on that?
New Orleans. Yes, with your money.
The
and
teachers?
The one of them, like the
Or it's
Atlanta
the
trip,
board?
is just for the board. So, and I'm not against trips, but I just said,
But you're not supposed to be using the taxpayer money for y'all. See, that's what problem we had with Tiffany. She just wanted to take everybody money and just do what she wanted to do. The splurge she did with Amazon and welfare and all that. Why are you spending all the taxpayer money? No, don't do no.
Right. And that's
now
what
you off the face of the earth. Can't nobody even find you or where you at. But that's crazy because I ain't heard no more after they voted her out.
Right.
And I was like, that just don't make no sense. But
especially when people are losing their houses,
of course,
because the taxes are so high.
I forgot. Yeah.
It's like, well, our tax bills go up and up and up. So it's not. I'm not against. Okay, people want to learn, but it's just you need to account for every penny because people are working 2 to 3 jobs just to survive.
Why are you out here by yourself?
So.
Wait, you got some more people on another block?
No, it's just me today.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't live that far, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
You live on Marshfield?
No, I'm on Ashland.
Oh, you're on another block.
Yeah.
On the next block.
Mm-hmm.
You
yeah, but
down?
I'm by 154th.
Oh, yeah,
So.
you're about
Yeah.
57.
Yeah, so just a few blocks. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that don't make no sense. That's why people, like I was talking to my older nephew, and I was like, because, like I told you, Myra came over here, and she was talking to us and stuff like that, and she was pretty much saying the same thing that you were saying, but she didn't say as far as nobody taking the money and going on their trips, because she probably one of them that going on their trips.
She's the current president, right? She is the current president.
So, like I said, half of these people that's on this ballot, I don't even know. It's not like y'all coming down the street like you doing. Like, cause I was like, yeah, I was like, shoot. I met somebody else that walks the street. Y'all ride in y'all car and stop at people's houses that y'all know. What about the people that you don't know?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Because
right.
like I was telling the girl when I was voting yesterday, I was like, I don't even know half of these people. I know Napoleon. I know him. And it was a couple of other ones on there that I knew. And I was like, but I don't know these people to be even voting for them. What have they done? What can I say that these people done for Harvey community? So
well, if you're on Facebook, like I always share my posts. I shared all my recommendations. All
these streets and got all these big old holes that's about to tear people's cars.
Right.
And the main thing is, especially by the schools, the streets shouldn't be tore up like that. My great niece go all the way to Whitaker. She over there in Whitaker, and she live right here.
Yeah.
But she got registered over there at
Angela?
What's that
Angela's the closest one.
I know, but when they put her in school, she had to go to Raleigh to sign up. Raleigh.
Oh. But are you saying Whittier? They sent her to Whittier here? Oh, I thought this was Angela for some reason.
No, she's supposed to be right here, 2 blocks over.
Yeah, because Angela's really close.
Yeah, she's walking, but they sent her way over there.
I wonder why.
She been going to school over there since August.
Oh.
She had to get a ride. Ain't no bus service.
Right.
So that means we have to pick her up and drop her off. But like I was saying, I was like, and the people that they got working over there, you have to look and verify what's going on. Why would you send this baby? This baby only 4 years old. Why would you send her way over there on 157?
I was gonna say, yeah, I would at least appeal or ask maybe to
but
see.
School season is going to be over with, so
Oh,
we're
yeah.
just going to go ahead and get it up.
But maybe for next year.
I told her, I was like, next year, I said, look here, do not let them send that baby way over there. I said, she's in walking distance. This little girl right here go right first, right over.
Right, I was gonna say it'd be so easy.
No, that's where she's supposed to
It
went.
would be so easy.
I don't know. You know.
And it's a brand new school. Well, these are some other concerns.
Yeah, they changed. Yeah, they indeed, Maya Angelou. They indeed it up. They changed it up and stuff like that.
I still want to see the inside. I haven't seen, but like I've had other complaints. Like I heard through some people that that they are afraid to bring issues up like to the board.
What?
Because they're like at their staff, they're afraid they'll lose their job or they'll be punished.
And they think they're gonna what's
See,
gonna happen
and
at the
that's not
townhouse
good.
They think that's what's gonna happen. What happened at the township over there?
I guess, but you know, it's just like, but we need to know what's going on because,
wherever they was
right.
over there acting a fool.
And one of the parents said that even at Angela, even though it's a brand new school, they had a period this winter where they had a problem with the heat in some of the rooms, and that could happen anywhere. But I said, well, then why was that kept secret? Like, just tell everybody. They also had a breach of data where, you know, people can break in and steal your information. The district didn't. See, they're very secretive, and I don't like that.
And then they also had a problem with the rodents over there. That's a brand new school.
Oh, right. And, you know, and problems happen anywhere. I'm not saying...
They're going to look for somewhere to go anyway, but I'm just
right.
saying that, you know...
Why are they hiding things?
The stuff that goes on, you're supposed to let the community know, because y'all...
Right.
Y'all getting our taxpayer money.
Right.
But, you know, that's why I was telling my nephew, and they was like, Auntie, I don't even know the people. Why should I vote? What do they do?
Right. No, I know.
It was like, well, what about, was Mayor Clark's name on there too? I said,
Oh, that's right, because he was still running for township.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Which he lied about because he said publicly that he was dropping out, but then he didn't drop out. So we were all surprised. We were like, what? You're still on the ballot? So I don't know what's up with him.
He's still on the ballot.
Yeah.
Still on the ballot.
I mean, I didn't vote for him.
Because when I seen his name, I said, he's definitely not out there.
Right.
You're not doing nothing for Harvey, period. But you want us to vote to put you in the office so you could do what? Another nothing?
Right.
No. You make sure that over there by your, wherever, I guess is at your house, I don't know, but over there, I know the police sit over there.
Right, yes. Right in the corner. Mm-hmm.
Yes. But
did you see the pod thing sitting there too? I was like, why is that just sitting in the street?
But see, the mayor house is on the other side of that house as other pods.
Right.
But he got both, where he connect them both for to be a one big house.
That I don't know. But I remember, like, people were complaining, for instance, when they put the fence up.
He was having the house over there remodeled.
I know. And we caught him, for months they were doing major work with no permits. But you try to do it, and they'll fine you $1,000 a day. So we're like, wait, so you're the mayor, you want to go around fining everybody.
Did you go to school out here?
Did I? I went to Thornwood.
You went to Thornwood?
So, yeah.
I went to Blue Township. My sister,
okay.
She went to HF. Her husband, he went to Blue Trail.
Yeah.
But the kids, my nieces, my nephew, one nephew, two nephews, went to, well, 3 of them went to Thornton, but 2 of them got transferred to HF. But this one, the baby boy, he graduated from Thornton. He went to all the schools.
Okay.
He went to Maya Angelou, he went to Lowell, he went to Brooks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know half these people. I mean, my nephew was like, well, I don't even know these people. Why do we vote for these people that we don't even know? I said, they don't even come and recognize themselves. You know?
Right.
That's like when I was in Chicago Heights and I voted. Them people was coming out to us. I'm telling you, they coming out to us. They was like introducing themselves. This is what we're running for. This is the change we're trying to do.
Good.
All this other stuff. And the majority of the people that came to us and was talking to us, they made office. They made office because they came out to meet the people.
Right.
These people ain't coming. They just come. This the only time you see them is around voting time. That's it. You don't see them no other time.
Right. Yeah.
But
hello.
That's the little one.
Oh, no, he's tall.
No, that's
tall child.
That's the one I go to. He graduated from Thornton. That's the baby boy.
Oh, okay. And I taught at Thornton for a little bit. I taught French there. I taught in Flossmoor, so I know what it's like, to be a teacher in a public school. It's not easy, but at the now, wait, which one were you saying? I'm sorry.
This one, not this house right here, but the house right next to it. I mean, it was at a
Right.
point that we was calling the people because people was throwing garbage inside the house.
Oh,
They came and boarded.
I thought you were going to say they're squatters, because that's a problem too. You know, people will live in there, which is not always bad, but then they might start fires.
They boarded all this up.
Okay, well that's good at
And then
least.
hopefully nobody was in there squatting, because I'm
Good,
telling you, they might have been laying in there with the raccoons and stuff. I
Right.
don't know, because
I know.
you see raccoons and possums and stuff like that every now and then.
And I do real estate too, so I get upset because, you know, it makes all of our property values look bad. And like I've been telling the mayor for years, I said, why do all these properties that the city owns have a clear and transparent system to sell them off?
People was trying to ask about this house right here because they moved out and the lady came out here and took some pictures, and the first thing you do, you look at it and they say it is off the market.
Oh.
And
That's a nice big beautiful house.
And that house been vacant for over maybe 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years.
And it's a shame because people need houses. Like, why are they just sitting there? Well, the mayor does not listen to me. He doesn't like me. But I tell him, I said, you know, do that. And he promised when he campaigned in 2018, 2019, he said, do you have an empty house next to you? Well, we'll arrange it so you can get it for free. We have it on video. He promised that. And he still hasn't done it. He still hasn't done it. I said, why are you letting all these houses sit? Well, you know what we found out? A lot of them he's selling off or making deals to give to people he knows. But they don't talk about it. And that's why I'm like, that's what Kellogg did. You said, vote for me. I'm going to be different. I won't do that. And now he's doing the same thing. You know, and so that's what gets me. Because, like, you live here. You should get a chance. Let's say the city owns that house or whatever. You should get first priority to bid on it because you live here. And he said he would do that. Well, it's been 6 years, and no.
At first point in time, it was a young boy over there I guess he was trying to repair some things over there, because I know that the roof probably needs to be repaired.
Yeah.
But
that's a beautiful big house. They better not let it just fall apart.
And it had a swimming pool in the backyard.
Oh. Oh wow.
But when we looked at it on Zillow and Redfin, it just say off the market.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I wonder what they're doing.
But it's so many houses out here, and there's so many people out on the street. You're supposed to make a change. Right. You're not making no change.
I know. I totally feel that. It's frustrating.
I said I used to hang out in Harvey when I was 18. And this used to be my little stomping ground. I mean, I used to be out here and be a little... And
do you remember when the downtown had a lot of stores and things?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But now look.
Right.
Harvey is almost looking like a ghost town to me.
I know. And did you know?
And then
did you know Touch of Beauty said they're closing? The hair store on 154th and Ashland.
They're closing. So
I went in there and complained because I said, oh, you know, a lot of people are upset about that. I said, you can't close. People like the store. But
that's still been around forever.
I know. But you know what? All the businesses on 154th, when the mayor shut down that street, and it didn't even need to be redone, but they had it shut down, I want to say, for about 6 months. That really hurt those businesses. And the city didn't help them at all. They just said, they're like, oh, well, they lose customers. They can't survive. So I'm like, what? Do they want to kill the city? Is he trying to kill the city? Because that's not how you help your people. You know, and people like that store. So I told him that the other day. I stopped in there. I said, you can't close. People like coming here, you know.
I know. I go in there and get all my little earrings. Sometimes I go in there and get some hair. It depends on what I'm feeling like or something.
Well, go buy, and he has a 50% off sale right now, but go buy a lot of stuff from him. I hope maybe he won't close.
See, when
maybe.
they start doing that 50% off and stuff like that, that means they is trying to get rid of a whole lot of stuff, or they getting ready to move somewhere else.
I know, and I'm not happy about that. But yeah, it was just, I mean, there was 6 months like where, you know, they were decimated.
Because they don't care. They don't care, but they want you to vote for them and put them in office. They don't care. That's why I say, okay, well, all right, whatever. Mm-hmm. Just like my brother-in-law, he real good friends with Janice Thompson. Janice Rogers.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're real good friends. They like...
Oh, okay.
Whoa, they worked at South Suburban together. They real close. But it's not the point that I'm saying she's a good person. I like her. She a good person. When she says she's going to do something, she going to do it. She going to get it done. But some of these other candidates... Like I told Myra, I was like, I don't even know these people. And then she was like, just vote for me. And I said, I don't even know you to tell me something about you. And then she said, well, I am a retired educator from Bloom Township. And I work in the South Suburban. I said, so what are you going to do to make a change of what, when you was in office before, what is the new change?
Right.
And then she said, well, we got a plan going on. And, ooh, okay, so you can't tell me what you're going to do, but all right.
Well, you know, one thing
I'm gonna have to get up out of here, but you gotta be.
Yes, I'm gonna finish my last few houses before it gets too late. But good to see you.
Yes.
And like I said, if you're on Facebook, I post a lot of, like, I posted my recommendations for who to vote for, and I researched, because even for me, and I go to a lot of meetings, even I don't know a lot of the people, but I asked around, I tried to do some research, and then I said, look, vote for who you want, but this is who I recommend, because a lot of people feel just like you, where they're like, I get very busy. I don't have time to go to meetings. I don't know any of these people. So that's why I publish that online.
Okay,
So I don't know if you have a Facebook.
Yeah,
but...
I have one of them. Yeah,
okay.
I have one of them.
Well, look, you can look up my name.
Okay, I will.
And then also the Harvey Historical Society has a page.
Okay.
And then I do the Chicago Southland Politics page. Those are both my pages.
Okay. I'll get it. I'll get on it.
Yeah. But no, good to see you. I'm glad.
Right. Yeah,
I like running into people. It's nice. So.
All right, take
good
care.
Good to see you. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Enjoy. So that's nice. We had a great conversation. That's what it's all about, right? Connecting with people. Oh, hey, Diane. My other Diane. What time is it, guys? I know I shouldn't be out too late. Ooh, it's about 8. Okay. Yeah, so I'm wrapping up anyway. I think this is my last few houses here. I don't want to scare people. Like, who's coming to my door? Who's coming to my door at 8 o'clock? I'll just leave my card. But, you know, it's nice whenever you can run into somebody. Who else logged on? Atifa. Hello, Tony. Mark. Diane just said $. Yeah. Look at this. It's a shame. 6 years now, and this mayor still hasn't done anything about these houses. Look, here's another one. But it's not all negative. Like I said, look, you also have a whole bunch of beautiful and well-maintained and occupied homes. So Harvey is not hopeless, okay? We have a lot of positives here, but we need you to care. We need you to vote. We need you to ask questions. We need you to, get online and make your voice heard. Everywhere counts, okay? Everywhere counts. I love this. This is called Tudor Revival. That is this style of architecture. We are now at 150. Oops. I'm not going to cross the street. Look at even the garage, guys. Look, even the garage has that architecture. So Tudor Revival, you can tell because it has these faux, see how it looks like wood beams and plaster? You know, usually the wood beams aren't like actually structural, but that's what it's imitating. It's a style from England, from the Tudor period in England. But look at that. Now, isn't that pretty? See? Hi, Cindy. I was out late handing stuff out today, Cindy. You'd be proud of me. How do I take a picture? Can you take a picture of this? Oh, that's okay. I can take a picture another time. But yeah, so I am just about done for tonight. But please, please, everybody, vote, vote, vote. Early voting started now. Gloria Taylor Building in Harvey, South Suburban College, Markham Courthouse. And thanks for joining me. And I'll try to go live again. Hopefully tomorrow I'll hand out some literature as well. And if you have any questions or concerns about anything Harvey related or politics related, or my run for 152 school board, or comments or things you want to see for the school, or things you want me to cover, just reach out and let's do this together. All right, good night.